Hey, welcome back, friends, and happy January 6th, 2024. Terry here again with Cast Metal and another full metal review where I connect bands with fans. So, every day, with a little help from my Apple Music subscription, I choose new and hopefully extreme metal music to review. And I just want to say, first off, I absolutely love metal music. You'll hear me say it on every video cast. So, sometimes reviewing and analyzing metal music is a bit tougher on some days, and I'm just kind of realizing that now at 4 episodes in. And listening to fresh albums that won't make it into my collection requires a little wee bit of healing afterwards. So I'm going to start off this episode by choosing 3 albums I'm feeling like I need to hear after this video. So you ready? I think I'm going to choose some Emure. I think I'm going to choose Condemned. And off the top of my head, how about some Dying Wish? I think, yeah, those 3 will do it. Condemned, Emure, and Dying Wish. Yeah. All right, so I have a question for everybody. What kind of band merchandise are you sporting today while you're watching this video? Subscribe and drop a line in the comments section. And yeah, that sounds about right. All right, so let's start the Full Metal Review show, everybody. So, a quick band bio. I am going to be reviewing the band Revulsed today. There we go. That's their album cover. So I quickly learned that Revulsed is a death metal, black metal band from Australia, from down under. And they've been around since 2010 in the extreme metal music scene. To date, they have 3 full-length albums, and I've not heard of them before, so I'm hoping to become a fan today, guys. So my intro, in today's show, admittedly, I'm still working out some fine details, so I'm going to keep it again to a single review, but I am working on a show where I can do 3 full reviews per show because there are so many new album releases, and yeah, 3 per show would be probably more helpful for all of you guys who are looking for more music to throw into your collection. So today, again, as I get closer to perfecting my routine, I am still what I call in beta mode, so bear with me, guys. Also, too, I got a bit of a scratchy throat today. So, all right, the goal, it's very simple. It's to introduce everyone to new extreme metal albums, and then I try to analyze them as best as I can for you to decide if you want to try and collect them for yourself, okay? And my music taste is not the same as your music taste or anything like that. I'm just here really to mention the album. So we'll go with that. Oh, okay. So next thing is that every Sunday from the metal category on Apple Music, I catalog all of the newest albums of the week onto a database. I then post that to my Metal Magazine Facebook page, which you can check out in the links afterwards. All of my listings are there every week, every Sunday. So, secondly, again, the criteria is that I review 3 albums per day. And, well, first I'm looking for more new music for my collection, and then I make a video for you guys. So, although today, again, I'm ironing out some kinks, today will just be a single album. So the rules, 1, I keep my reviews very short and positive. 2, not everything I listen to is to my taste, but I won't knowingly try to badmouth anyone's work because, well, quite frankly, I've never been a gatekeeper, never been good at that kind of thing, and also because I've never learned how to play a musical instrument, nor can I sing. I mean, I have no right to judge. I am simply a fan. So, everybody, are you ready? Well, let's go. So, let's move to our score sheets, everybody. So we're going to start with an overview. This is a description and an unveiling of, the album before I started listening to it. So as I open the page, I saw that there were 11 really tasty tracks, and they spelled death metal, black metal all over it. And so I figured if the album cover matched the band name, I would be in for a ride. So my first impressions were, before I played the album, I tried to visualize the outcome, and I always try to keep it positive. But in this case, I knew that I was in for something good, to be very frank with you. And I did make a note here that I think that I'm in for growling death metal or deathcore. All right, sounds fair. The criterion rules that I use is I have 9 different categories that I will go through with everybody here on this video. So, all right, so let's start. This is the during listening part. Okay, so recording and sound quality. Guys, if the recording and the sound quality is crackly, staticky, distorted, it's really, really hard for me to get into an album. Some bands do tend to try to really push the limits of their recording equipment, and that does not lend well. It does not work out. So anyway, the recording quality of Revulsed recording is actually quite good. It's fair. There's no annoying crackling or static or anything. It's actually a very clean recording. Okay. Quite frankly, I found that it was lacking a little wee bit of bass. I thought that you could, for lack of a better term, I guess it could have been meatier. So the next one is production and musicality. This is actually a very raw and simple sounding album, which a lot of people go for. And I doubt that they had any type of producer or guidance, but I could be wrong. The energy intensity in this album, from beginning to end, is unrelentingly massive, if I had to describe it. Rhythm and tempo, I would say that this album is not big on rhythm. These guys, there's a lot of musicality, and there's a lot of high and low range, I think, that you guys will find. The lyrical theme is, to me, it's death metal, deathcore, pretty much all the way. That's what the vocals remind me of. So Apple categorizes this album as just metal, but they do use death metal and black metal for other bands and stuff. This is actually definitely under that category. So Apple, you guys have to get your stuff together. So what do I think is their potential, and what do I predict? Could they go mainstream? Could they be on the radio? Oh God, guys, not even close. Radio wouldn't play this, and I don't think Revulsed as a band would care. I don't think that that's what they're going for. Next up is range and flow and layout. Well, the album itself is super tight and don't depend on any love ballads, put it that way. There's not a single slow moment in this album. And importantly, for you guys to help, for you guys to make up your own mind, is who are they similar to? I think that they're in league with the bands Condemned and Cranium. And also there's a newer band called Flesher. They've got some similarities. But this band here, Revulsed, is very much in the raw right now. And maybe that's where they want to stay. That's kind of what I'm thinking anyway. All right, so now we're down to individual track descriptions. And next, guys, is a breakdown of each track. And to manage time, I list them as numbers. I don't go into the titles or anything like that, especially when it comes to the European bands. There is I can't pronounce French titles and so on and so forth. So I just go with 3-word descriptions and the track number, rather. So track number 1, the intro. It basically sounds like a dark dream. Track 2, I described it as fast, punchy, and it's got some teeth to it, believe me. Track number 3 is very rangy, and of special note is the drums. The drums are just like a bulldozer. It's fabulous. Track 4, memorable guitar work. Ultra fast song, a real banger for you guys. Track 5, I described it as smash face with a very deceptive beginning. I thought it was going to be something a little bit slower, but it was not. Track 6, I love the drums. The whole song was just very frenzied all over the place. Track 7, excellent changes in tempo. Track 8, very rhythmic and fast attacking guitar work. Track number 9, I described as groovy and very punchy, actually. And track number 10, because I only review 10 tracks, it doesn't matter if you've got 12 or 15 tracks, I just stop at 10 for time constraints. Excellent harmonies on guitar for track 10. Spectacular picking and very good tempo. All right, next up, guys. This one here is a breakdown of each band member. So this is also during the listening. During the listening session, I also made brief observations with the, from the vocals and the individual instruments. So here's the scoop on that. The singing vocalizations, they're crocodilian. This guy goes as low as possible, and the growling is absolutely top notch. The guitarist is very talented, very rangy, excellent solo work. Bass guitar is well blended in the mix with the guitars. Drums and percussion is absolutely crushing snare. That's what I found that really stuck out with this album. Fast kick drums on this album as well. Additional sounds, well, the intro itself was actually pretty deep, and I described it like a dark dream of space, and it was actually very fitting to the rest of the music. So, well, hey, wait a minute. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it, guys. You know what? Here's the summary. So my personal thoughts and feelings, in summary, from the first impression I had from the album cover to the end of the album, it was very accurate. The artwork, the tracks, and the actual music, they all fit very, very well. My favorite tracks on the album, to be very frank with you, were tracks 2 and 3. I'm a rhythm guy. I'm a very simple one-celled amoeba type person, so I'm always just looking for rhythm. And for me myself, tracks 2 and 3, they were deep and brutal. Emotionally, chills, goosebumps. What was the factor with that? I figure, you know what? There were some moments where, the chills and the excitement were, I would give it about an 8 out of 10, quite frankly. It was quite high. Flavors, and if I had to compare this to a favorite food, it would be like eating ghost peppers, guys. It was a lot to swallow. The tonality, the shades, I describe, from light or dark, I described this album as a very dark album, very visceral. The color of this album reminds me of black. Black is death, guys. The temperature, hot or cold, icy cold, very, very cold, dead of winter cold. Hide it from my wife factor. Yeah, actually, I enjoy my marriage, but quite truthfully, she supports me with everything I do. But still, I think I'll keep this one on the headphones. And finally, everybody, is it going into my library? No, it's not going into my library. However, they do have 2 other albums that I will listen to. I absolutely promise that I want to hear that. I want to I want to see if there's some differences there. These bands, they tend to change a lot. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try it for yourself. Okay, I'm not an authority. I don't consider myself to be an authority or anything like that. My job here on video is to simply introduce you to the album itself. And yeah, so please do try the album yourself. All right, so that's it for today, friends. And finally, please bear with me as I'm growing here. This is episode 4 in the books. Please subscribe, engage, follow the links, and remember to support your favorite metal artists. And we will see you tomorrow with another review. Take care, everybody.